Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing good. Today we'll be taking a look at debounce and throttle and how to use them with React hooks. So using debounce and throttle inside of functional components is a bit different than how we used to do them using class components. So that's what we'll be taking a look at today. And I'm going to use the debounce from Lodash, which I have already added to the dependencies of my project. So I'm just going to import that. And you can also, if you want to follow along, you can check out the repository on GitHub. I'll add a link to the description. And you can switch to the starter branch or just go to the master branch or click on this code sandbox link to take you to the final solution if you just want to take a look at that. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So we have an example of this minimal block where we have this text area to write our blog post in. So I'm just going to write something. And here we have the preview for the editor. This is a client side only state which is being displayed here. So if you look at the code on the right hand side, we have a use state which gives us the value and also the setter for that value. And then we are displaying the value directly on the left panel. And then on the right hand side, we have a saved DB panel, which would actually be a backend in case of our actual system. But for brevity, we are just going to display it here and assume that this is being actually saved to a database. So whatever we are going to display here would actually be saved to the database using this save to DB call. And in a normal application, this would actually be some API call and it would actually do a backend API call and then save that to your database. So all of the data from the DB value is being displayed on the right hand side of the panel, which is this save DB panel, and the client side state is on the left panel. So that's the gist of the application, and we are not going to change this much. So I'm just going to collapse this section so that we have more space to work around with. And let's get started. So just for the simplest use case, let's just try to save the value that we are getting from the onChange handler directly to the database here. So we can actually extract this value. So I'm just going to say const next value is equal to event.target.value, and then just save that here. Similarly, we can also save that to DB. And now if you look at our text area actually has an onChange handler, which is this handle change function, and this is being responsible to update these values. So now if you type something in the editor, we can see that the value is being saved on the database as well being displayed on the client hand side. And now our use case is that we don't want to perform this API call on each and every keystroke because that would be a lot of API calls. So as I'm typing as the user, I actually want to wait for the user to finish typing before I perform my database call to save that value. And we want to debounce this value. That's where debounce comes in, and wait for 1 second before saving the value into the database. So let's just start to write a debounce function to do that for us. And as a simplest case, let's just try to create a debounce wrapper around this save to DB call. So we can say that const debounce save, which will be a function, and it would actually require us to pass a callback to this debounce, and the debounce from Lodash itself returns a function which is actually the debounce callback. And here this function would execute save to DB for us, and we'll pass the next value here. And then over here we can give a delay which is 1000 milliseconds or 1 second, and then we can call this function here. So now you might think that this should work, although it won't. And let's take a look at what exactly is happening here. So you can see that as I'm typing the value, it is also being saved here. The debounce save is being called, but instead of debouncing the entire value, instead of waiting for the user to finish typing the entire sentence, we are actually debouncing each and every keystroke. So as I'm typing, you can see that each and every keystroke is being translated to the database, but each one is being delayed by 1 second. So this isn't what we actually want. And why this is happening is because whenever we call this handle change, we are creating a fresh debounced function that is being invoked. And because we're calling a fresh function each and every time, we don't have the reference to the older debounce function, which was what we passed here. And that's why it's losing that value. So in order to fix this problem, we have to actually extract out this debounce save function and ensure that it doesn't get recreated on each and every re-render. So in order to do that, let's get this out of the handle change function, and now we have to just make some changes to this function to ensure that it doesn't get recreated. So one way to do that is using a use callback hook, and use callback is normally used if you want to optimize performance for any callback functions that we might be passing to our child components. But over here we can use callback to ensure that this function is created only once as the component mounts. So let's do that. So I'm just going to remove this for now, take a use callback, and this would expect a callback function, and let's just write something here for now. And in the dependency array, I'm just passing nothing. So now this callback function would actually be memoized and created only once during the mount time of the component. So we can paste our debounce function back here, and now it's saying that it cannot find next value because the next value was coming from here. So we can actually tell it to accept a parameter for that and save that. Now let's give it a try. So it's still not showing because we forgot to pass the next value here. So let's pass that. Cool. So this is how our debounce function should be working. So if the user keeps on typing and doesn't even waits, it wouldn't be called till we have actually waited for 1 second to perform that action. So yeah, this is exactly how we want it to work. And just to review this debounce save function is created fresh only once as the component mounts, because that's what we passed in the dependency array. We passed nothing, and because of that, even though handle change will be created and executed on each and every keystroke, whenever it comes to this line debounce save, it would refer to the first and foremost value of the debounce function of the debounce callback. So this function that was passed to the debounce from Lodash, it would remain the same. It would actually refer to the same function that was passed to it as the first value, and that is how actually we are able to make sure that this function remains consistent across renders. Now let's take a look at another alternative.